Hey guys, welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. Hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life wherever you are. This is a Libra season read for my air signs. If you do have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, highly aspected, this read is likely for you. Happy birthday to my Libras. I hope you're enjoying your season. You know all the air signs are enjoying it too, don't worry. All right, so let's get into our read, my beautiful air signs. We'll be using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck on my channel. There are 3 rows for your general reads like this. They're going to be the recent past, the current energy, and the future. You'll get the bottom of the deck, which is your overall energy, and you'll get a couple clarifying cards as well. If you would like to book with me, you can do so in the description box below. Please email me, and we will discuss pricing. I'm very open to debating prices. All right, my beautiful air signs. If you're in the west of the world, you know that the light is leaving soon, and it tends to be a little bit of a show in the sky during Libra and Scorpio season. I always like to joke that the sky really wants to show off before we lose the light to the east. Just a tiny bit more. Okay. Air signs. If you did watch your very late Virgo read, you might have been going through a little bit of a rocky period with a lot of change. And it might just be like a thing where it was like hitting you hard, you know, and you just had to make some major changes for the best. And that's life, right? My beautiful air signs. That is life. So, this is looking great. This is looking fantastic. I'm going to grab your clarifying cards before we begin. Oh yes, and then someone mentioned this to me recently. So let's just try to fix that if we can. Is that better? Sorry. Boop, 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 boop. A little bit better. I think I'm going to have to adjust it in the after edits, but that's a little bit better on the lighting. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate any comments. Way too many cards. Wow. I appreciate any comments, like, shares, subscribes, any like constructive criticism is also very much welcome, as of course my channel is growing and I need the constructive criticism like any other creative project. Okay, there we go. So, sorry, I need to take my sleeves off. All right, my beautiful air signs. There we go. We'll take 3 clarifying cards. I was good with that. Now, if you try to book with me, don't call me Mama. Sorry. You can call me Shelby. Okay, I don't hate it. I'm going to have to figure out the lighting after, and we'll worry about that later. All right. Air signs. Loving the read, loving the energy, a lot of generosity in your Libra season, especially for if you've got a birthday in this season, you've got a lot of excellent energy. Your overall energy is the abundance, prosperity, provider, and generosity energy that the King of Pentacles or the King of Earth does bring to the table. You do have both the King and the Queen of Earth present. So I know I just mentioned your Virgo read. Virgo season could have been significant to you, or Virgos, Capricorns, and Taurus signs could be of significance to you in your life. Leo, Pisces, Cancer, also present. Okay. Seasons, of course, could also be of significance. You know your own life. If you don't, if you have more like in-depth questions after the read, personal, please. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to get into your read. The 3 of Wands, the Strength card, and the Hangman. Making major plans. having to be compassionate with yourself and others, and almost martyring yourself. There's some sort of major sacrifice in the recent past. By definition, the Three of Wands is a passionate card, which is referencing looking ahead, expansion, and rapid growth. This card does, it obviously follows the two, but what I mean by that is the Two of Wands, by definition, it represents planning, making decisions, and leaving home. So when you then take the next step, you're looking ahead. You're expanding on that idea of plans that you have. You're expanding on those decisions you've made. You're expanding on the idea to leave home, and you're doing it at a rapid rate with that card. The Strength card does represent Leo. I like to mention that often in my reads. It really is genuinely having compassion in a major way. The Strength card really asks you to find whatever it will take for you to get through this change that you're summoning in, right? It is courage, it is inner strength, it is conviction, it's compassion. And the Hangman is sacrifice, suspension, release, martyrdom, you releasing whatever it was that you're leaving behind, and having compassion with yourself and others. If you were struggling with it before, you're now like, oh yeah, I need to let this go. It's time. And you're being almost generous with yourself about it, and those around you as well, but being generous in a way that you start to be more you are very focused on having compassionate connections with others instead of martyring yourself. You're very focused on having emotionally mature connections that nurture you and them. You're focusing on taking away any relationships in your life that are unequal on either side. That's what that compassion is. No more martyring, sacrificing anything that requires that, right? It requires you to not be this generous person. It's beautiful. I love it. If you didn't get to a chance to check out your Virgo read, please do, for air signs, because this is you transitioning away from whatever that is. Now, excuse me, drink. Okay. 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles. This is an interesting row. The 7 of Pentacles has been coming out on a lot of my personals, which it just is what it is. It's hard work, it's perseverance, it's diligence, it's having those qualities in an earthly manner, and the third dimension. The 10 of Wands in reverse is usually feeling burnt out, stressed, and sometimes unwilling to delegate, because when you don't delegate, you become burnt out. And if you're very focused on like your work being diligent, you might have a time or effort in whatever this is that you're expanding and the changes that are going on around you. You might be having a hard time in delegating tasks that you definitely need help with. And you might also be experiencing a level of, when you do ask for help, it's like you're going to have to redo it if you ask for help from whoever you ask. And so you might almost think that it's not even worth it, but you're burnt out, so you do need the help. So you just are going to have to almost be secure enough to just kind of let things be. With the Queen, the Queen of Pentacles is practicality, creature comfort, security. It's recognizing, it's in this lesson, it's recognizing where it's better, where to start picking battles and an inevitable end that you're facing, where it is better to just bite the tongue because the other person genuinely doesn't care, and they like the conflict. It makes them feel like they have power. It's not like a fun, like, logical debate out of boredom. It's like mind. We're not going to go on this rant in this video. Anyway, so being very secure and focused on what creates comfort for you, both in money and in well-being, and focusing on this lesson of, well, what can I do to delegate to the people that I like, that I'm cutting out, but I do have to work with for now, so that I can still be diligent, so that I can be less burnout. What do I have to do? How do I have to schedule my time so I can get what I need done, because it's not been efficient in the past? What do I need to do? Who do I need to ask to become knowledgeable on all of these things, so that I can be very diligent in my efforts and create the comfort that I'm looking for? The King of Pentacles is here, remember? So in this current row, it's feeling burnt out, but recognizing where you have your power, where you can take back your power, where you gave it away, seeing, where you willingly chose to be a part of something that wasn't necessarily great and created conflict and inevitably stress, right? So you're hitting a level in the current energy where you or those around you are creating more generosity, and you are therefore being very focused on, okay, well, if others are going to be generous, then I need to focus on manifesting relationships with people that are equally generous. I know I just said that earlier. I know I'm repeating myself. But yes, the equal give and take is very important, so that there is no more conflict in the future. You're building relationships that will last. You're looking for quality. You're looking for, with this card, you're looking for, sorry, it makes me laugh because it's just, it's also the card of perseverance, and it tends to come up when you're dealing with things that you inevitably will overcome, but it's something that's a struggle that you're going to have to learn through. You have to take the ebb and flow of life in this human journey, to create these moments of security, to create these moments of absolute bliss and peace. And so that when you are at stress, you can almost rely on those moments and those memories of those moments. Very focused on that. Okay. For your future, air signs, you got the Fool, the Six of Swords, and the Chariot card. Okay. So the Fool is a major arcana. It's spirit speaking, just like the Chariot, okay? The Fool is a big deal. It does represent innocence, new beginning, wonder, foolishness. Excuse me. The Seven, scratch that. Sorry about that. The Six of Swords is a card which literally represents transition, leaving behind, moving on, in a very serious and logical manner. No more planning passionately, but logically making the steps that you need to leave whatever it was. And you're having success in this. The Chariot is a card which does represent self-control, discipline, and success. It represents, in this row, you are very focused on this being the major energy. You're almost like in like how do I say this? I wouldn't say foolish, like manically foolish. I would say more so just like you are somewhat starting to be real with yourself about all the changes that are going to happen, and you're starting to make the steps where you need to, and you're starting to delegate where you need to, and do the things that you need to, so that you can physically make this transition. So the move that you need to make to get things stabilized, if you need a lawyer, if you need a new housing situation, if you need to research the city you're moving to, if there's like a million reasons, but obviously you get it. Whatever you're going through, you're very focused on on the how, where, why, how are you going to make this happen? When is it going to happen? What to do about it? And there's no more maybes. This is your future. You are very much focused on creating generosity and a true sort of abundance with this change, because you know what doesn't work for you and what does, and you know what types of partnerships lead to you feeling burnt out. You know what types of partnerships lead to you feeling like you have a filled cup. You are probably at an age, this isn't a judgment, this is just a fact. You've probably been through enough. You're at an age where you're just like, I don't want to feel like that again. It doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter if you're younger or older. It just matters that this place in your life, on that lifespan development scale, you've hit a level of like, okay, well, this is not the only type of relationship I've been in, but this is not the first time I've been in a relationship like this, or this is not the first time that I've taken on a career path like this is not the first time I've taken on a friendship, a hobby, a networking group, a book group, a whatever, but some sort of a major placement in your life, meaning an energy vortex that you create with, that you are like, okay, I know what I do and do not want now because I've been through this many times. Like I've tried whatever this is multiple times and I know what does not work for me. So now I'm focused very much on building that, and you will have success in it. Let's check your clarifying cards, my beautiful air signs. Love it. Love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Yes. Okay, air signs. Happy, happy birthday, my Libras. You did appear. Justice card did appear for my Libras. The Magician and the King of Cups. Love it. Love it. Air signs. The Justice card, it represents the universal law of cause and effect. Clarity, law, truth, divine truth, okay? And then the Magician card is a representation of willpower, creation, mastery, and adaptation. I love you guys. This is hilarious. You mastering that lesson of cause and effect in an emotionally stable way to where you can start thinking. For air signs, this is a big deal. You know it. If you're an air sign that's like got a lot of air dominant in your personality, you already know what I'm talking about. For us to have emotional control and balance over heart and head, it's a big deal because we do live in the realm of logic. We live in the air of observation, right? We want to know everything, and that tends to be the energetic flow that pulls us, right? So because of that, you have this almost connection that is absolutely unable to be severed with the universe, air signs. I'm an air sign. Geminis are the storyteller. We are the baby air sign. Okay, Libras and Aquarians are interesting because whereas I'm so sorry I started. Whereas Geminis are the storyteller. Librans more so represent the I would say social butterfly of the air signs, and the Aquarians are more so the codifiers. So what I mean by that is that Geminis like to collect the energy, the observational energy, right? And they like to share it with others. Libras like to live in the air of energy, but they also like to by social butterfly, I mean they don't want to just observe in the air, they want to observe through experience as well. And they remember things that way. And then the Aquarians are more so there to observe and codify, more so define, and almost act as a living record for information. These three groups react differently, but ultimately, air signs, We are one in the fact that we are a channel of that specific observational logical energy, right? It might come out differently depending on where it is in your chart and how you live your life, but that is how this works. And because of that, like, this is gonna I don't know why I'm really getting this, like, you, whatever I just said, if you're a Gemini, your whatever your storytelling abilities are, they're shining right now. If you're a Libra, your social butterfly skills are shining right now. If you're an Aquarian, your ability to understand information, define it, and almost like recognize it, and then place it in a very easy digestible way for others to then understand as well. That's what you're doing right now with information. We're shining with it, okay? We're shining with this truth, and because of that, with this divine truth, we're able to manifest. And again, you know, and I know this, this isn't something that comes easy for air signs. I'm not saying that most of us don't carry, plenty of us have, most of our lives are emotionally stable. That's not what I mean. I just mean that because we do not work in the energy of water and the energy of emotion, we tend to not think about, we tend to not think with our heart over our head, and we tend to almost not balance between the two because we are so logical. We tend to just be more about what our brain is telling us rather than what our heart is telling us. And the King of Cups is about that balance. So it's a big deal for air signs during this season, because you're coming to a place where you can share your learned knowledge through that channel I just explained, and it's creating abundance for you in the money realm and in the emotional realm. Whatever your skills are, they're going to keep shining. Libra season is going to be a thing for you where, like, whatever you like to do is going to take off. Things that people that you like, the ways that, the avenues in which that you like to get attention will be very busy this season. The ability for you to make this transition will be so easy because it's going to start, like, it'll just like hit all of a sudden, like suddenly everybody wants to help you, and you don't have to delegate. Like, it's not the struggle to delegate in the future. Because you've transitioned towards more people that are helping you, and because you're starting to open up and allow other avenues of prosperity instead of just shutting down to whatever you were going through, that it's opening up big, big, big energy portals that you've had shut down for a while. And that will pull in like absolute great success that you couldn't have even imagined. Like, the universe is just working with you, bro, ma'am, sir, like, for real. The universe is helping you manifest with teaching you laws of absolute divine truth, and teaching you also how to handle that in a manner that isn't seen as what's the word that we get the most? Insensitive. Because we're so logical, we're always considered insensitive, especially by water signs. So this is a big lesson, because whatever kind of truths are coming in, it's allowing you to shine and to really be seen for a sensitive human that loves and wants all dimensions to do well. It's just that you've been going through something where you were unable to be like sensitive to others because of whatever was going on. Like, you were dealing with something that was it was too much, and you put too much of your effort into it, and now you're recharging. and bouncing the fuck back. Hell yeah. Excuse my language. I don't normally curse on the channel, but it'll be okay. If you want to book with me, please do so. The email is listed in the description box below. I love you all very much, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Libra season. Happy birthday, Libras. I'll see you in the next read.